All right, boys. Let's turn this down a little bit. Music's loud as hell. Golly. Bada boom, bada bang. Are we live? Yes, we are. What's up, guys? New lights. Who this? Oh. Turn this on. For some reason, I just can't get cool in my room. Can't get it cool in here. I don't know if it's... I've needed a new AC for like a year now. Illusion, what's up, man? Welcome, welcome. Najakira, how's it going? How's it going? Oh, yeah. Little cookie ASMR. That's what I needed in my life. All right, so I think we're gonna watch some Snapdragon games. That's the plan. I haven't seen any of them yet. So I think that's kind of what I want to do. The question is like, do I even like any of the teams that are playing? No TLPH? Jack, what's up? Dragon Emperor, how's it going? No TL, bro? Except for ID. That doesn't count. Doesn't count at all, boys. Yo, this music is not... I needed hype music, and it's giving me, like, chill background music. Something to, like, vibe to crank up to. Oh, my God. More chill music. Oh, way too much cookies. That was 2 cookies. Bro, this is all like way too low lo-fi. Bro, you're buffering at 144p. You got a problem, man. You got to get that Wi-Fi right. This gives like Final Fantasy boss fight right here. Oh, SPS has got some bops. Hold on a second. Bro, I just started SPS and... Alright. That's a copyright waiting to happen. Yeah. I just opened up SPS. I open up SPS. And the first image I see is this. We got Mr. Leo just staring at my soul, bro. Why is he staring at my soul like that, guys? Why is he staring at my soul like that? Why is he rizzing me so hard, boys? Why is he rizzing me so hard? Leo! Why are you rizzing me, bro? Calm down. Calm down, sir. Whew. I gotta eat a cookie to that one. Oh, hot. Look at my fan. Calm down, Leo.
These teams, but the way that they're going to play.
Leo, stop, bro.
Helping to snowball the game. Not to mention, I mean, things like Jushin, but now with the addition of Kalia, is it going to be more snowball-esque around the 8-minute mark, or is it just going to be like, oh, let's play it slow?
I'd reckon it comes down to the draft. We talked about how heroes like Farsa come through. We talked about how Zushin might be, oh, maybe she can be played. Especially with these two in action. BTR, the, what do you call them?
Best of the world.
Best in the world. Against, of course, the Young Stallions. The draft is where I'm looking at, what they're willing to let go in the gold in the jungle. And then I think they understand the patch pretty well at this point.
I want to do a tournament where I get to wear normal clothes.
We've seen them experiment so much in MPL ID, so it'll be interesting to see what they've finally been able to, you know, get out of all those experiments, because we've been seeing so many cheese picks, so many weird picks in MPL ID for both these teams, for E2 Max and SDL.
Why does my milk
We'll get to
taste
see
like that?
very soon what they decide on.
Well, let's see whether those results are actually going to be worth it. It's going to be BTR up against TLID next. We're going to go on a short break, and when we come back,
Combat,
we're
what's
gonna
up?
discuss here
What's
at SBS
Vitali,
Global
bro?
Masters.
How was the fried cauliflower? It was pretty fucking good. I made I made some, like chicken tenders. Like chicken thighs, boneless chicken thighs. With bro, for a second I thought my boy over here was doing the. I thought he was doing the. And some mac and cheese. So it's mac and cheese, fried cauliflower bites, and chicken. It was good. It was really good. Is there any Filipino versus Indo games that happen? Can someone tell me? Did any like cross-region games happen? I want some. Was there any good cross-region games?
Glue started playmaking, the Hilda for Aran.
Hildaran.
Classic Hildaran.
Yeah.
Glue, Hildaran, I see. That's him.
I think banning out the blue is
here
good,
till Sunday.
but also there's like a sub-theory that, again, they don't want the mid laner to just be, oh, you have to play Vixana, you have to play Farmis. Let's open up the options just a little bit more, and maybe we can actually have that mid-trio work together.
If there is a way that Liquid walks away with a Farsa here, oh, that is so much range.
Ooh, boy.
Hill ID
Farsa's
versus on
very,
what
very
stream
good,
was it in?
Way to try to beat out the Harith as well. We've seen a lot of teams go for Farsa up against the Harith with the amount of dive that they have as well with the Joy and the Jawhead. It would basically just create a
is this it
proper
right
front to
here?
back for the Farsa to work here. So yeah, for Bigatron, I'm
understanding that the
Is this it right
Joy
here?
was still left open.
Team Falcons versus Sonic? Nope. Oh, Team Falcons versus Sonic ID. My audio's a bit low. Sorry, sir. Check. I was talking about your shirt last night, Living Bombs. Miss Dino was like, we were talking about just how good quality your shirt is, honestly. TLID versus Sonic PH. That's actually the match I kind of want to watch. TLID versus Sonic PH. It's not. Is it in stream A? Is this it? Here we go. Oh, and we got to see a Hanzo?
Regarding the performance I saw
We're gonna turn
from TLID during MPL ID, which
She knows what she's
is
doing.
not great at the moment. Still very inconsistent, still very shaky, and that's
Hey,
why I went to
let's be real. Hold on. Let's be real. Who's had the most Riz in this stream so far? Gideon. My boy Gideon is swagged up right now, bro. He got the cream colored jacket on. The blue jean babies. I think those are blue jeans. Some light blue jeans. Oh. And the black Nike, what are those? Nike SBs? Nike Dunks or some shit? What are those things? With the gum bottoms? Bro, that shirt and that button up are clean, especially because that button up, it almost looks jeanish. Like it almost looks like it's thick material. He's the most swagged on the stream. Gideon wins for most swagged on stream. Let's be real here. And if you say Mirko, it's just because you're a fucking Mirko stan. My guy's just wearing all... What? Hold on a second, bro. Hold on a second. Guys, we gotta have a talk. What the fuck are those? What are those? Is my guy wearing slippers? Is he wearing slippers right now, bro? Is he wearing house slippers? What the fuck are those? What in the hell are you wearing, Mirko? Bro, they're worn down. Mirko, get it together, bro. My guy's wearing slip-ons. Loafers, whatever you want to call them, bro. They don't have a heel. They don't have a heel. There's nothing going above the heel. Those are not those aren't your like boat shoes, bro. Those aren't loafers. Those are freaking slippers. Those are Lordy Lord. Mirko, just because you're a great caster doesn't mean you can get away with whatever you want. Please don't tell me nobody noticed this yesterday. Anyways.
Pro even for TL.
Anyways.
Well, you could have just said that,
Onyx.
Onyx just had better history. I could have gone with that one, but no, gotta go with history.
Performance matters, bros.
Performance matters. And guys, don't forget, support your favorite teams in Mobile Masters. Scan that QR
Hold
code
on,
and
bro.
throw those votes down.
And Gideon's got the textured shirt on underneath, bro. And he's got the textured shirt on underneath. Fucking dubs all around, Gideon.
And don't forget, check out ESL.gg in case you want to get some cool merch from ESL themselves.
No homo. Gideon looks fucking great right now.
We've seen some pretty interesting drafts and certain strategies that have been kind of popping up in the meta. Do you think this is really shaking up what we think of the draft so far based on what you've seen in MPL ID, or is this just the tip of the iceberg?
I think so far it's the tip of the iceberg, right? We've been seeing a lot of, for the drafts for the Indonesian teams, a lot of brawl-heavy playstyles. Again, we saw the Hanzo earlier, something that, again, has not found success at all in the Philippines, but has found success now in the international stage. I was talking to Ingan backstage, and he was even saying, maybe, because he thought that teams in the Philippines couldn't utilize the Hanzo because they were macro-based. Meanwhile, right now, I mean, Onyx were able to pull it off against a macro-based team in Falcons.
Well,
so maybe it was just a matter of other regions can play the Hanzo better than the Philippines. It's just the Philippines have to stick to their style.
If you guys haven't already, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Really utilize the Hanzo. It's probably because again, it's about team fight IQ at the same time, right? You can make some crazy macro plays all across the board, but if you don't have that team fight IQ of prioritizing your targets and the way the shape of the fight works,
one of my coworkers keeps sending me racist ass reels. They're funny, but they are not friendly. We're live, guys, watching some Snapdragon Pro Series, just chatting, hanging out, new lights, who dis.
That's why I really wanted
Let's go.
to, pick Ryota's brain about this Kalea, because technically we've seen the Kalea a few times, well, one time today, two times today, and it hasn't, it's been very underwhelming. It hasn't worked out, but there was a certain thing that Ryota said in the interview. It needs a very particular composition. Now,
Mirko,
what composition was he
we're going to clip those
referring
clips
to?
and put them on TikTok.
I think similar to the Cho, right? When you want to pick up a Cho, you need someone to be able to also help and force out Purify so that the Kalea can finally get a Tsunami Slam somewhere in the team fight in the next one after baiting out the Purifies. And I think a lot of times, you just don't have the initial engage to
what's going on with my tongue right now.
Everybody just goes Purify.
Maybe it's nicotine. I don't know. Maybe it's. Have you guys ever had something like? I don't know. This milk. It doesn't taste bad, but it tastes kind of weird.
And I think it'll be interesting.
Like it's almost bitter.
When he goes into that ghost form, he is able to kind of follow along.
Bro, living bombs.
Kalea is able to kind of get into that backline and stick there. That heal is.
You heard me when I said we were talking about how much we love your shirt. If you guys haven't, man, check out Living Bombs. He makes a lot of cool t-shirts. And they are quality, man. You buy a lot of t-shirts online. And I'm not like, this is not an ad read, bro. But like, seriously, you buy a lot of t-shirts online and they're just like made with like thin, shitty quality. That t-shirt you gave me, that thing is nice, bro. It is just a comfortable shirt. It's nice, thick quality. It's fucking... The print's clean. I've watched it multiple times and never had any issues.
And this is
Please no
Sylvan.
spoilers.
We then saw the high-lows.
All right,
Which might be testing.
hold on. Let's look at the draft. Let's look at the draft. Let's look at the draft. Sorry, all I saw was we were from a poor growing family. Because of that, my dad had to make my cis preg every time to get fresh breast milk. That is some shit, bro. Imagine. Not even Mama Dukes, but someone. Anyways, Jushin comes in third pick, Hanzo pick. So we see like some of the difference here.
And I think it'll be interesting because now
We haven't been seeing the Hanzo that much in
able to kind of follow along with the Kalia
in PH, but they do pick it here. Bro, I feel like
And this is literally the same route that Bigatron Esports took up against Liquid ID in game number 3. They went for the Kalea, Hanzo, and the Sicilian. We then saw the high-lows.
I love how Onic gave them the Suyo. Like, bitch, you can have the Suyo.
Really well. Now they've already banned out the Jawhead. That was the big problem for Bigatron Esports when they did go for the high-lows after picking up these 3 heroes. The high-lows just could not open up the map, always getting flung out by the ejector and then punished by the rest of the team.
Here's the thing, though. TLID have brought an interesting answer. They're like, Kalia, if you whiff, we will punish you so hard. There is no means of escape once the Jushin is right on top of you with the Lantern Flare. Not with the Crimson Lantern. There's not much you can really do about that. And not to mention that they also have the Granger to kind of slow down their targets to make it even harder for you to get out of those scenarios. Now, coming into the second phase, I'm seeing the Khalid ban coming up from the side of Onic PH. They want to make sure that Khalid can't just body check you, just man-to-man.
So they are in person here, huh?
What I was really looking at was the gold laners, right? I mean, with the Granger already being...
Where are they? They're in Malaysia?
I would have thought that, okay, they didn't go for a gold laner in the first place for Onic. And
So
the
no
Pirates
excuses.
Was a really good potential pick for Onic, but TLID sniffed that out. So what are we looking at Kalra playing against this Granger in the gold lane? What's left for grabs?
Combat, have a good one.
Literally anything.
Yeah, I think there are just so many options right now for Onic PH. They could even go Beatrix, honestly. But yeah, the obvious choice would be Moscow.
Indo, they're in Indo.
2 choices, right?
For some reason, I thought they were in Malay.
Suyo and Jushin, Iritho would probably be the best choice just to maneuver around in team fights.
Oh, this is interesting. You brought up about the high loss just now, but it looks like Onic PH are going to be the ones who ban it out, and Team Liquid ID making sure that the Irithel is gone. So that means kind of leaves them with just the Moskov. I mean, worst comes to worst, there's always Claude. I mean, PH, all teams from PH
Moskov,
play
Beatrix.
Kelra, man. Even in the bad spot against a Cho Tigreal in the grand finals of against Aurora, they would pick up Beatrix. So it wouldn't be too crazy to see Kelra pick up a hero like a Beatrix, even
Especially
here.
with crowd control.
So
With
their
Kalia,
key
you
point.
could go
They
Beatrix
take
here.
Away a big pick from Liquid. Again, the pick that saw Bigatron struggle against in their first match, the Hilda on Aran. So they ban out the high-lows, pick up the Hilda to deny Aran.
And by the way, going back to that point about the Beatrix, you mentioned about the
This is
Cho
the rematch
versus
right here,
Kalea.
bro.
Do you think it's the same as a Beatrix-Cho combination? Kalea, Beatrix?
That could be a...
Any word
there
on
is
NACT?
outplayability there. There's definitely a lot of outplayability. And
Because you're not locked down for as long as a Cho, right? Because the Cho has 2 parts of the kick.
yes.
Tsunami Slam is just boom and then slam. It's not like a...
Afam Docs. Guys, look what I found.
You're like held in that tsunami slam. You
Hold
can
on 1 second, bro.
get shot.
I was driving. My guy just said, what a name for Bigatron. Look what I found. I want this license plate. A-Docs. 99 A-Docs. Afam Docs. I was driving today and I saw that. I immediately sent it to all the casters. Docs.
in the air while the grapple is currently underway. But I think that TLID has done very smart play here. Now, there are like 2 ways of being... It's either you take the Irithel, which again, why would you do that in the first
Beatrix
place?
is actually now kind of rough.
Or Cho, who has outplayability.
You could maybe go for the Claude, I guess.
Shouldn't pull out of the way and maybe get a kick with that.
Just because of the flicker, you have a little bit more escapability.
Safe choice would be the Moscow. They could go for the Beatrix, but...
What if you went for like a Melissa or
probably
something
Moscow, right?
crazy?
Probably the Moscow.
Just double dive them. They've got
Yeah.
just kind of let Super Prince be that anchor.
Moskov,
And
yeah,
go
you
for
can
Beatrix
dash,
then
you can still
against
get
the Cho,
Purify
it's-
or Flicker.
not going to be the best choice. You can only go Flicker. You can't go for the Purify. It will be
Moskov.
Moskov. Last pick for Onyx PH.
He goes Inspire. He's just watch
Dude,
me.
I've been playing ranked game in this server, the Indonesian server, because we're in Indonesia. No, the Malaysian server. And why do you guys all go for Moskov Inspire? man? It's
Icers,
like-
you
asking
coached
the
my
ball.
little
Getting
bros
so
team.
many
Who's your
easy
little
games.
bro?
Hit up DJY, man. He'll explain it to you. I have no
Wow.
understanding of our rank servers. I just prefer
Tahira!
professional play.
How's it
I like
going?
to keep it a
Good to see you.
professional
Good to see you. Good to see you.
the pro. What about you, Returna?
What about
Moskov.
Moscow.
Stormy,
Moskov
nice.
Inspire.
Woof.
Moskov Inspire?
I want to howl. How's it going?
It's risky.
Gambly.
It's
Oh,
gambly.
I know Gani when you can see he's gambly.
It's gambly. I don't like
Scooter
it that
Dell.
much.
Everybody out with their debit cards. It's card roulette one more time. Whoever loses has to pay for the diamonds. Now, boys and girls, Team Liquid ID and Onyx PH, again, two considered to be the best teams in the world, going head to head in a best of 3 series. Mirko, Eterna, it's your turn. Take us into the land of dawn.
Game number 1, ladies and gentlemen, between both of these teams.
I need your
Will
opinion
the
here in a
Eastern
minute. I want to
repeat
howl.
itself once again, or can TLID
We were,
finally be able to bag away
change my name to
against
TREX
their
Docs.
Onyx counterparts
Or
from
should it be
Philippines?
Docs
Let's
Trex?
see. Oh, already so much aggression in the mid lane.
Oh, double G Kundo.
We were judging some of the casters' outfits earlier, and I gave my opinion on who was dressed the best.
We're already seeing some differences with
And
the
I need a
Hanzo this
woman's
time around for
opinion.
King Kong compared to
A woman's
Annabelle
who I
up against Liquid
respect,
ID. Annabelle went for the
style
war
maybe.
cry.
I don't.
King
You know what I
Kong has
mean.
opted to go for the killing spree instead. Everything else pretty normal though. Fabian still sticking to the good old impure rage instead of the killing spree, something that we have since seen Suyo go for. But I personally agree with Fabian.
Wait, who the hell
I
is
like
this?
Impure rage more.
Who is this? Hold on a second, guys.
I mean, you mentioned it in your cast earlier on, right? Impure
Happy
Rage
birthday,
versus
Mr.
Killing Spree.
Adult.
Do you think Onyx PH have a lot more sustainability in their comp for the Impure Rage?
Whose
to have more
birthday is
value?
it? I'm
I
so
think I mean,
confused.
they have Brusco on the Kalea together with the Hilda there. They do have a lot of sustainability, to be fair. Even Kelra and Prince, they're both very elusive, very tough to deal damage to. So for Liquid ID, I don't know. Right now, it how big of a factor will the first neutral objective be? Because for Onyx PH, I think they're completely fine letting go of the first neutral objective, waiting for the Sicilian, Moskov, and the Hanzo power spike in the mid.
I got
Yeah,
thrown
it's a
off
little similar to
because
the-
somebody's, in my opinion, Morgan should be casting the game. So I was trying to figure out who that was because they dropped a name. A name that's not in the chat, but is somebody that I... anyways. Tira, it's your... Wait. It was my birthday yesterday. I turned 20.
The competition is also
Happy
the-
birthday,
the-
Tahira.
the
What'd you do for your
gameplay that we
birthday?
saw from Onyx ID earlier on. And King Kong's also on the same emblem as Kyrie, I believe. Killing Spree on the Hanzo.
I believe so. Turtle number 1 spawns in the game.
Morgan.
First onto it, putting these water splashes down on the ground. Fabian invaded Kirk, getting the information, but really
My
both
kitty.
teams are
My
not
kitty,
gonna commit
Morgan.
to anything. It's just setup versus setup for both these teams.
But I think it's TLID that want to pick up the gas first, right? They have the Suyo. They already committed to the Suyo, and the neutral objective should be in the bag for them.
My cat's name is Dory.
There it is. Free turtle here in the first few minutes of the game, going over to TLID.
Great move from King Kong. Again, utilizing the consume of Hanzo. Just consumes the purple buff and maneuvers away from Witty. Looking for the pickoff. Has away the dragon. Won't be able to find the Jiku Do, and King Kong gets away. Loses a green cam in the process, but Prince is right there to punish them. Putting them in their place right after stealing that green camp.
So they don't find the opportunity just
No,
yet,
not
but
players. You're
TLID
not judging
have
players'
neutral
outfits. You're
objectives in
judging
the bag. And
casters'
the question
outfits.
is now for
We'll look
Onyx,
at them
what
after the
is
game.
The collab app, are they going to be just saving themselves up until they find that point where they get the power spikes, or are they looking for a different trade across the map? Because technically, Aaron Chi on the Granger has also still been left untouched. Very passive gameplay from both of these teams. here in the first 3 minutes of the game.
All right, I gotta
Yeah, really good
focus.
idea.
We have to
Again,
focus.
They know that they have
Which hero to
control
counter
over the
Jushin?
objectives. There's no real reason to push the
I guess
pace,
Cho
to,
can be
make
an
those
answer
risky
because it has
moves
some
early on
range.
against Onyx PH. And for Onyx PH, it's the same. They know that they're going to reach their
Sicilian's
big game.
decent
Power
'cause you have
spike, they can
range.
minimize,
Anything
the
that you
goal
can
lead,
like
limit
poke
the
and
death.
not
So
get close
trading on
with,
the map
right?
becomes better. It's just a case of
When you
both
think
teams
roamer, you
understanding
need
their
someone
win
who can
conditions really, really well.
And it's working out for them, right?
get out of that range quickly
TLID,
or get
despite
in very
everything
quickly.
that they've been able to do only a 600 gold lead, and that's
Hey.
going to be another turtle taken over.
During my
by
internship as an
TLID.
SMB server, what's an FMB
just yet.
server?
It was the first turtle. It was a delayed graphic. But it's
I went to
okay.
EID festival.
In
It's
life,
fine.
It's fine.
It's
And
alright.
yesterday on my birthday, and I
Stream is
helped
delayed
out
as
the
well for
twins'
people
friend's mom with
watching
selling
back at home,
food.
right? So
And then I
maybe
went
we
back and
get
bought
taste
myself a
of our own
custom-made bracelet with 2
get
colors
down
and got food. Nice.
It's a
Oh,
delay.
What's
that's not a
EID?
delayed take on King Kong's
Electronic
ferocious, by the way. That's pretty quick.
Indonesian Dance
And
Festival.
quite low.
Wow. That's pretty
Alright.
quick, man. And now they're just waiting for the turtle. It's... Man, Onyx PH are just playing it so slow. And it works. It works for them. They want to take it slow. Prince is farming
But you
up the
have to
storm
be
right
a
now, and there's nothing
intern
Liquid can really do
To be a
force them
food
to
and
fight.
beverage server?
Neutralizing the fights. Aran's walking up.
You have an internship?
Walking up Jikundo
You
coming
so you
in
don't
as
get
well.
paid?
Now King Kong wants to go for the
Hold
pop.
on, big play. Around taking some damage. King Kong able to kill on the Witty.
The Soul Snatch, first blood coming in for King Kong. Fabian gonna be able to pick up the kill onto Kirk. That's a double onto Brusco. Brawling it out. King Kong forced to return. Gets quelled just a bit.
Yeah, that's a 1-for-3 trade now, ladies and gentlemen. Plus that neutral objective. And
Wait, was I
that will
actually
come down
right?
to a 1,600 gold lead and counting, considering they should be able to pick up this mid turret plus the one up top by Aaron Shiki. And this is the interesting thing, right?
Wait,
Because
so
even last season, I think it was Gideon
is this
that mentioned
Indonesia or
if there was a
Philippines?
team in Indonesia and MPL ID that was a lot more PH, it would be TLID, right? They
Good
love to
morning,
play the
Wolf.
macro game, so the slow-paced game that we're seeing now from TLID is not uncalled for. It's not uncanny as King Kong, though.
Oh, Soul Snatch.
I feel like my brain is getting messed with hard tonight, yo.
Is the power spike the holy trinity for King Kong on the
Yes.
Hanzo?
It's the Holy Trinity, the attack speed items, Corrosion, DHS, and the Golden Staff that he'll be waiting to get. So technically, they'll need both.
I saw the stay at home with cheese.
King Kong to hit that item.
All
power
I saw
spike.
was
That's why
stay at
usually
home Coke
Hanzo and
while
Moscow,
grinding
you
to
don't
Mythic, and
see
my
them
brain went
together
somewhere
too
else
much 'cause they
completely.
require a lot of resources. Add on to the Sicilian, another one that needs a lot of resources. So they're very resource dependent. And
You would
for
call
Onyx,
this a greedy lineup.
yeah, I would call it a greedy lineup. I think it is a greedy lineup. Something that very few
News on
teams can,
NACT?
you know,
No news
utilize
yet. Dave said he
properly. And
should
right now, Liquid
figure
ID
something
aren't
soon.
getting that lead in the early game, 2000, just because Onyx PH are more concerned about farming.
Yeah, I
waiting
know-
for Prince, King Kong, and Kelra. Kirk gets put back. for a
Okay,
shatter, not
so you're going to
but
college
overcomes
for
the
like food and beverage
Wait, the
management?
Dragon, wrong side though. Flicker hurt. King Kong goes inside
We
the
just
cross, catches
hold
on
on.
two.
Nice play.
Snatch away with a bad impact, but there's not enough damage to take anyone down. Even SOD connecting Kelra, taking a turret tier 1 up top for free.
All right, no casualties just yet, and this is going to be the next bout that we're about to hit. The neutral objective just get handed over to TLID
TLID is winning.
without any more kills on the board. And
No news
despite
yet.
The power spike
My
that we're
last
talking
message
about
to
on
Dave, I
Onyx
waited till
being able to get
April
in the
like he
later
said.
portion of the game, they've been
I
able to do that
said,
really well, right? Sure,
any
in
word
terms
yet,
of
Habibi?
resources and in terms of
He said,
gold,
nope, China is
TLID
holiday. All
will be
communications
for the
paused for now. We'll try to get an update
these
tomorrow.
structures are
And that
falling
was
down
like yesterday.
flies. Kelra is
Or the day
busy
before, so I'll
looking
ask him
for
again
lot
in a
more
day or
pressure
two.
on these side lanes, and he's actually a lot closer than you think to his Holy Trinity. Already has 2 items, the Corrosion Scythe as well as the Golden Staff. Just needs a little bit more for that DHS, but again, these side lanes, they're dropping for TLID.
That's the advantage for Onyx PH. They have the side lane control, much better than Team Liquid ID, because their composition relies heavily on them just
Business
sticking
and
together
hospitality
and
management.
keeping
It's like a,
fights
I got you,
control
okay.
over the neutral
I got
objectives,
you, I got you, I
over the
got
team
you.
fights. Meanwhile, for Onyx PH,
I thought you were just doing
a
like
good way to
an
split both the
internship to be
Hanzo
a
and
server,
the Moskov.
like to be a waiter.
So they can constantly just push the pace over to the top side, but Team Liquid ID are doing a good job at responding to it. Again, Aaron
Which
Shiki,
for
Arana
me,
leading
that
down
sounds
below. They're
crazy.
controlling the bottom side of the map, leaving the top lane over to
I'm a
Onyx
server.
PH.
I never had to do an
And
internship. I just had to
getting
be like a busser
pretty
first or
okay
this. You know what I'm saying? Like
trades.
you
They are in the
you
league,
work your
so
way up.
equal trade isn't really the best for them, but they gotta try to get what they can, right? Again, up against this very, very side control.
I want to Hal, did you change your picture?
Side control win condition of Onyx PH. He's gotta
What did she
get
change
back
her
control
picture
though.
to?
Head skill engaged upon. Crimson Beacon. Used up by Hezkiel, still all gonna be caught. It's Hanzo. King Kong walks up, soul snatch.
Yeah, Hezkiel goes down. Witty gonna be next. Ron taking some damage. Kirk in trouble. Aaron Streaky getting involved.
Aran with the Primal Wrath, able to zone them away, but it's a 2-for-0 in favor of Onyx PH.
Yeah, and that's not great at all, right? This tempo, this timing, the way that TLID
This wolf is on fire.
There. Remember, TLID
Now you look like a real YouTube nerd.
kind of on a
You've completely embraced. For those that don't know, I want to Hal is someone I work with.
Getting to the power spike, King Kong getting to the power spike. There's a lot more
And
on
she-
the line.
yeah.
There's a lot more at stake for TLID.
She's a total
Traits like
boomer.
that don't necessarily favor
She doesn't know
TLID
anything
at
about
this point.
Mobile Legends.
Although now they do have a little bit more ground over the neutral objective. The first one there, a lot more information being able to be given. You can see Haskell also giving information.
I helped her
opening up
create her
the map.
first
But
YouTube
again,
account.
Kelra, always on the far lane, always pushing, giving TLID a huge headache.
Oh man, it's just so ridiculous. When he walks up, trying to go for the Kudo, oh, gets pulled back
Oh.
by the sanguine claws. Brusco will fall as
Well played.
But SOD does
Kelra's not
grab
gonna come
Kelra.
in.
Will he take it? Kirk
They should
will
be able to
try
get
coming
this.
in. Kelra
Fabian
will be able
takes
to take
it.
Now as he's gonna be dealt quite a bit of damage.
Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. Don't do it, Fabian. Don't do it. All right, do it. Fuck it. Go for it. Don't do it. Run.
Into his real body. Team Liquid ID with a Lord win.
And he
I
gets
saw that
out.
article.
Aaron Streaky was
Direwolves
on
are
the
back.
slip and
That's
was able
fucking
to
really
dodge
cool,
out of
actually.
all that was being put
It was on
onto him.
Times Magazine.
2 members taken down, a Lord on the way, and this is despite Onyx getting to the, the Holy Trinity that King Kong is already on right now, and plus Kelra. So all in all, it's still a good idea, a good way, a good pattern now for TLID.
Kalea?
As they're now going into the enemy bush. King Kong's looking to
They
get
said
back.
Kalea's bad?
That purple buff gets taken though by Aran.
Who said Kalea's
Very
bad?
close for Yahezkiel, almost taken down. You can see the items here for the team right now. The Sky Piercer done, opting to go for the Malefic Roar for Aaron Shiki over to BOD just to get through those frontliners. Onyx PH's Hilda. And the Kalea that, by the way, so far has been, quite underwhelming. Just like
Okay.
we've seen from the other
He said it's been
teams, the Kalea
underwhelming.
has been pretty bad.
Oh, there it is.
Very minimal impact. Very minimal impacts. Now, would it be different if they were leading? Maybe the Kalea is not the best hero on the back foot.
Well, for sure, but I think
I don't know. It was
most
killing
most
it.
heroes do better
It
while
was.
they're
It's
ahead,
killing it in
right? I think-
MPLPH.
Right, there's just no
It's a problem.
outplay
But also,
potential
they're
from-
against the
from Kalea.
Jushin.
It seems, it just feels like
There's
you
so
got a
much
snowball
poke.
in the game. You heal a lot, but once you fall behind, you can't really go for the Tsunami Slam on any of the frontliners. Sorry, on the backliners. You can go on Aran and Witty, but there's a Shunpu to cancel the Tsunami Slam. There's Aran who can just take it as well, and then Primal Wrath over to the rest of the team, so it's not really the best target you want to go for. And for Fabian, he can always just kill one out of there.
So there's a lot of leeway that I think TLID are holding on to right now. And the argument was, despite,
You think
having the
ID's
purified
scored? Do you
weapon,
think
they
ID's
still
gonna win
have
M
the
series this year?
purified weapon. Cheeky, the timers on Brusco's skills should be a lot quicker than the...
Didn't ID not make it out of group stage, bro? Last M series?
King Kong?
I'm just saying, huh?
So back to that point. But it doesn't seem like that's the case. It still seems like being able to get out of these skills is a big thing against Kalea.
Yeah, it's very tough for the Kalea to really look for picks here, and everybody has to technically follow up on the engage, right? So if you go for the Tsunami Slam again on the front line, I'm not too sure Onyx PH are going to be too keen at just hitting the front. They have a Hanzo. They want to go and look for the backliners. They want to go for Yahezkiel, and that's what he's doing. King Kong doing a lot of damage. Forcing the Crimson Beacon out as Kelra pushes the wave. Good way to read out Liquid ID's rotation. Oh, Kelra, gets caught though, gets shot down. There's no one there to follow it up.
No,
though.
Swiss stage was brutal. It is crazy that only one PH and only one ID team.
That is an amazing way.
Actually, no,
right
RQ
now
made
to
it out too. What am I
put
thinking?
out
It was
the
PH.
Uh-oh.
My brain's dead, bro.
Now we're gonna have to wait
My brain's dead.
to see Earthshatter. I believe they are going for the Lord. And
TLID just had a hard time
they
in
are
Swiss.
trying to go for some of these kills. Think Lord? Speed started? get the Lord, and there's not much of a contest. They got forced out.
Yeah, M7 will be January.
They got forced out quite a bit there. So pretty far forced out of the pit, sir.
Absolutely, absolutely. And right now, we are waiting on the upcoming push coming in from the team. As it seems like, once again, this matchup is just so interesting. TLID versus Onyx.
Wow, man. I mean, again, this Kalea has not been the best pick, really. For most teams, Bigatron lost with it. Earlier, we saw Team Falcons, I believe, trying as well up against Onyx ID.
M7 is the world champ.
I don't know.
So World Championship is called M Series in Mobile Legends.
Maybe.
It's the biggest event of the year, where the best teams from all different countries come and compete, and it crowns the world champion.
Okay.
M7 will be the 7th World Championship. We just got done with M6 in December. It was in Malaysia.
As, once again, we are seeing...
There you go.
All right, 7-7.
I'm talking too much.
Down from the side of Onyx BH.
Okay. 7-7, 14 minutes, all base turrets taken down. Onyx BH still able to keep themselves alive with the Sicilian and the Moscow. Great clear. And honestly,
guys,
phenomenal.
China's not winning M7.
Team known to usually go fights. King Kong diving into Yezkiel.
King Kong?
Not ready. Immortality. No, it's a winner crown from Yezkiel to keep him alive.
So even though they're looking for these opportunities, they haven't been able to find it just yet. You can see, oh, already.
Kalea's not good, guys. Hey, yo, Kalea's not good, guys.
Picking up the kill, King Kong.
Kalea's not good, guys.
This is where it gets real dicey. This is where it gets real dicey. Late game, Moskov and Hanzo.
Yeah, so despite things going in favor of TLID right now, once again, they do still have to respect the damage output coming in from Onyx BH. You can see the damage already given over by the Moskov, but we do see on the other side that the BOD has been secured by TLID.
No,
too.
China's
So
China's good to go now, aren't they?
As possible from TLID. And they
Their
should
server's
have a lot
up
more
to
favor around these
date,
crucial objectives,
or will
considering
be.
that all three inhibitor turrets
And
have
then
been taken
last
out
year
from
in
the lane.
playoffs,
Should be pushing in favor
they
of
played on
TLID.
normal server.
An attempt from Bruce Go, Tsunami Slam, finding the pick, and that's Fabian.
Kalea's not good, guys.
Shutdown coming in as Aaron Shiki's able to find a trade.
Kalea's not
And now
good.
It's back to an SOD in the back. Aaron Shiki. It won't be a commitment from Kelra. King Kong gets the orange.
Oh no. Oh no, they don't have retribution.
No Fabian.
Fabian's gone. They're 4 members up as compared to TLID
That's it,
right now,
GG's.
and they have the
Onyx
better
PH just
favor.
needed
Can they
time.
go in?
Uh-oh.
King
Aaron
Kong,
Shiki
onto
kinda
Aaron.
away. King Kong is dealt enough
Able to go back,
damage.
come in
Going
for the
in
retry.
solo against
Cover finds the head skill.
Yezkiel.
Next is Iran.
A double as he goes
GG's,
and
well
picks
played. Next
Iran
time.
out as well to get a free Lord.
NTNT.
Oh man, this is going completely wrong for TLID right now, and this is the late game potential that Onyx BH has, and they're utilizing it very, very well. Small mistakes can be utilized by Onyx BH, and all 3 lanes are going to be pushing for
Wow.
Onyx BH now. It's going to be a dive.
Be
happening.
nice.
They don't get it just yet. Wrong side of the map.
Wow. Onyx BH. Looking for the siege. This is the comeback moment we were waiting for. 17 minutes. It took him a while to get here with no base turrets, but it's the ultimate comeback if they're able to pull this off.
Are you aware of the
And
trend
King Kong
nuisance
versus
streamers?
King Kong diving
Like you're
in,
talking about
won't be able to
people in other
utilize
countries
it.
being annoying as
Too
fuck
well. Buys immortality
and
in time. That
rude.
was dive. Witty able to find the Jiku no flicker combo. Now Aaron Shiki going in, but it's wide blocked. Witty finds his shutdown. Going in again. Kelra right there.
Or just like
Help out with
people
Super
in
Prince.
general, like
Hilda walking up as well. Now it's gonna be the Tsunami Slam. Not there. Aaron Shiki gets a shutdown. A double.
we gotta go back.
Bruce.
We gotta go back. This game is back and forth, baby.
Onyx BH. Looking for the siege. This is the comeback moment we were waiting for. 17 minutes. It took him a while to
Alright,
get
so
here
Lord's
with
still
no base
coming up
turrets,
on
but
top. It's gonna take a little
it's the
time,
ultimate
but they get a
comeback.
decent
They're
push
able to
down the
pull this
mid.
off. That late game
King Kong
conversation, King
brings a
Kong
little bit of
diving in,
aggression.
won't
Oh
be able
my
to
god.
utilize it too well.
He loses
Buys
that type of
immortality.
damage?
Dive, Woody.
Is that the new Hanzoba? King Kong comes back, still goes down. Woody able to get the kill. A lot of damage on a Fabian, has to back off. Super Friends able to get a couple free shots. But they're still in trouble. Aaron Sheik able to find Kelro. With the Kelro gone, they're in trouble.
A double on Brusco.
Oh, they instantly
Now they
turned it
just move
around
up to
fast,
Lord,
right?
clean it.
Yoko's completely doing work. They're trying to do the zoning, but unfortunately, the rest of the members were not there when they wanted, and it looks like TLID are going to be the ones pushing this time around. 3 members taken down for Onyx PH, and now only 2 members left standing. Can they defend this? 3v2.
I don't think. Can they defend it? No. GG's.
Will get the job done despite a big mishap in the end of the game. Almost a comeback from Onyx. Not enough to keep Onyx PH afloat.
Dear Lord, what a game this was. What a game this
All right.
was.
I want to
I
howl.
thought maybe the comeback was there.
Here you
the
go.
margins were so close to each other. It was within that 3K.
Wow.
In from here.
Absolutely. It just came into
Wait.
It's like the dips whole spot. The late game.
a moment when
Where are
he
my casters at?
But it just helped.
MPI, and I agree with him, man. That's
Definitely
can utilize, but they
dream.
Where are my casters at, bro?
Your feel too.
We'll see if she agrees with me. We're just jumping right back into the game?
With a TLID. We're going
What the
straight into
hell?
draft because these teams will not wait to get at each other's throats.
All right, 1 second.
Onyx
Let's just
on the
wait.
blue side,
We're going to go back
Liquid
real
ID.
quick. Who's dressed the best?
MPL.
Who's dressed the
That one
best?
quote rings in my head. That final quote saying, "Hey, after winning the World Championships, being like, hey, MPL PH might have been a little harder," and that still sticks with me till this day. But what about you, Eterna?
I mean, I made this prediction before.
Bro, I
saw
still
the
can't get over
first
those
game,
fucking
that first
shoes
match
though,
that
bro.
TLID were able to reverse sweep against Bigatron, right? This is the prediction that I had regarding.
As Jamar, you missed me. You got to go
performance I
back like
saw
20
from
minutes. I was
TLID
roasting
during MPL
a certain somebody.
is not great at the moment. Still very inconsistent, still very shaky, and that's why I went 2-0 even for TLID.
Well, you could have just said that,
I mean,
you know,
Onyx.
Onyx just had better history. I could have gone with that.
Don't take the clip though. I'm gonna
no.
use it for my own channel later.
Performance matters, bros.
Performance matters.
Whatever.
And guys, don't
I wanna
forget to
howl
support your
left.
favorite teams in Mobile Master. Scan that QR code
yeah.
and throw those votes down. And don't forget, check out ESL.gg in case you want to
Wrong answer. Gideon's dressed the best.
get some cool merch from ESL themselves.
Textured undershirt,
I do think based on the
heavy
games that we
outer
have seen,
shirt,
we've seen some
and then you got my boy Mirko over here.
interesting drafts and
Hold on a second.
strategies that have been kind
Hold
of
on a
popping
second.
up
We're gonna
in the
we're gonna
mud.
focus on it
This
one
is
more
really
time,
shaking up what
just to
we've
show
seen.
anyone who just came in. What the fuck are those? What are those, bro? I know they said casual, but you didn't have to bring your house slippers. I knew it! She noticed it too! Why is my dog wearing house slippers? I'm so glad that you said it before I said anything. Holy shit. I'm so glad you said it before I said anything, bro. Why is Mirko wearing house slippers, bro? I know they said like casual, you know, be comfortable. Those are not Crocs, bro. There ain't no holes in those, man. They got cork bottoms with no backs. They're faded. My guy's house slippers, he's been wearing... Golly, bro. Anyways. Anyways, that was fun. All right. I'm so glad that you noticed. I love Mirko to death, so be nice, but we're just roasting a little bit. We're having fun. I'm going to send him a message. I gotta send Mirko a message. We're gonna send a picture to the group chat real quick. What are those? He better not wear those on broadcast again, bro.
ID, or is this just the tip of the iceberg?
I think so. First
All right, back to game. Okay, Onyx PH on first pick. Hold on, bring it back.
Into the
Thank God Mirko's a handsome boy. And everyone loves Mirko, and he's the golden boy.
Best in the world with a 1-0 victory for TLID. We're going straight into the draft because these teams will not wait to get at each other's throats.
Bans don't change too much. Onyx PH this time, though, does ban out the Cho and the Hilda. They get the Suyo. They trade back for the Jushin. They give over the Jushin once again.
Already into the second phase.
And the Fove. They do get the Harith and Kalea, though.
Second phase, and we did mention about blue side, red side earlier on, and it looks like Onyx PH have actually opted to go for blue side this time around.
And what's crazy is the fact that Liquid ID have not picked up a jungler. So the Suyo has been picked up by Onyx PH, obviously. Blue side, first pick. That's the Suyo. OP hero, as SDL said. Onyx PH take it away, but they still stick to the Kalea. So they're thinking maybe this time they're going to be able to win out the early game with the Kalea. It's a Suyo, Kalea, Harith. First 3 picks. Liquid ID got what they wanted as well, I believe, but the Joy ban surely will be the final ban for Onyx PH, right?
I mean, the thing is about Fabian is that he has a lot of heroes that he can
I think
bring
Joy
up
ban
as
is
well.
solid, yeah.
Lucas
Hanzo
is an
Joy.
option for him to pick
Lucas
up
is garbage.
Hayabusa. He's also picked up the Alpha in certain occasions, as well as the Ling.
I think, oh man, I think it's really scary when you're.
But the
up
Joy
against
doesn't do
players
that good
like
against.
Alpha, you're thinking
Joy
about
doesn't do
Ling
that
as
great
well. You have to
against.
be at first. Ling
Kalea's good at
has time
stopping
frames.
the Joy.
You want to risk it for the biscuit against a Kalea who could just grab you, and you don't have
Yeah.
access to Purify because you're a jungler. You have to take Retreat.
Yeah, that's where the Hanzo will be. You know, the best choice up against the Kalea, you get Tsunami Slammed. Ha, it's not me. That's my shadow.
Bro said garbage. I do. I think Luca. I don't know, man. Maybe I just haven't seen him pop off yet. But every game I saw him in the beginning of MPL, he just wasn't that good, bro.
But even then, it's tough. Once you get some, you gotta time it perfectly. It's kind of like a Suyo's first skill kind of thing, you know?
Oh, yeah.
You gotta blink at the right time before the Tsunami Slam picks you up and slams you back in the ground.
How much of a banger would it? Onyx PH disadvantage?
And that concerns me because factors.
Wow, what a combination that Onyx PH has right now. That's going to be a really tough team fight. I mean, obviously, the tanks might just struggle with the Jushin. The Jushin can only pick up a couple of people at a specific point of time unless you have the ult in the middle of them, but that puts you in danger.
Oh! Ling!
The fact that they didn't secure
That's
the jungler
spicy.
in the first phase
Yeah.
gives me an inkling as to the setup for this Ling in the first place.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Oh, the no vaping's going great.
This is a
It's going
really
so
risky
great.
draft coming in from
It's going so good.
But hey, gotta roll the dice here and there. Gotta spice things up, especially against Onyx PH, who are out for blood. They want to win this series. They want to get that free buy to save themselves.
Going beautifully
the best
well.
of 5.
Wow, dude. They have so much physical damage. I don't think Jushin can stand alone as the sole damage dealer magic, right? So you have a Phobius, Ling, and Granger. Onyx PH have crazy amounts of damage there as well. And they have 2 really good tanks. Godot being an amazing one up against physical.
Bro, when's the last time we saw a
Yeah,
Ling, though,
a
man?
really great answer to this. I love the adjustments coming in from both of these teams. Maybe TL, ID have been pushed into a corner. We'll have to see once we start getting into the game. Eterna and Miracle, it's up to you guys to call the action as we head on over to game number 2.
And let's get it, ladies and gentlemen, the Snapdragon Mobile Masters. We're getting into our second game of this best of 3, and the big question is, can TLID once again, can they do it? Can they rewrite history? Can they pick up their second win of history against Onyx Philippines right now, as we are seeing that Super Friends
And this should go to game 3.
done in the mid lane.
Oh, Blazer's coming down. Oh, forcing the Purify out from Yehezkiel. Another shot now from
Nice early Puri Force.
Blast. We're back to even on the board in the mid lane. Yehezkiel will have to pop in that regen.
Tenacity on Super Friends.
For Yehezkiel, it's all about staying active on the map and utilizing the Ling kill pressure in the early game.
A little bit of
versus
defense.
Aura up top for the gold crab. Brusco scouting out Fabian, stopping him from getting level 4 early.
And that's the big question, right? I mean, against all assassins, as a
Will help a bit in
general
early
rule,
game,
like to see a
especially
little
against an
bit more aggression
assassin.
into the enemy jungle.
Especially
And
since,
a
but
little
you know what we
bit
can do,
of that by
boys?
Onyx PH, but not so much as to really stop Fabian in his tracks. And we are headed to a pause and two.
Obviously, with Jai, who can really like kick.
Question.
I'm gonna get screwed. Push the lead from then on. Or
Bro,
do you just call
Kelra's
it
still
off?
rocking the
What's
mullet,
lost?
man.
Zaman Force. You fight in that with
All these
the
boys in their
Hunter at that
mullets,
stage, the
bro.
Tsunami team, you
The Asian mullet.
Right as he jumps in, and then you have the whole team punish him.
Those who can technically a bit long. 'Cause
Should I get a
technically,
mullet, guys?
Given the opportunity,
I have
given
like
the
a
window,
reverse mullet.
can buy that extra. Will give Onyx as easy as.
Coming in from Onyx PH to be able to utilize that in both.
You're even you're a
And 20 seconds has a.
Game number 2.
All right, we're going back in, ladies and gentlemen. 1 minute and 20 seconds has elapsed. We are still back in game number 2 between Onyx PH versus.
Mullet is cool, bro.
TLIG.
Yeah, I
We're
know.
gonna see exactly how this.
It's
pans
crazy that it's
out.
trending
We can
again.
only assume
Well, it's been trending
what
for
can
like a year or
happen,
two now, but
only the players will be able to execute it.
Okay, back at it again into the land of dawn. In Soul Sever over to Witty. Void Blast to Witty, taking a beating on the horse.
Okay,
Should I get a
actually
mullet and a
gonna force
mustache for the next
recall. So
international
a little bit more
tournament,
time for
guys?
Onyx PH to play with in this early start of the game. We're hitting that 2-minute mark. Turtle has not spawned just yet, and there it is. Very quick, Onyx PH on it first.
Should be a free one again for the link. You do not want to contest for the first few neutral objectives usually. You gotta farm up, wait for you to get. Even then, they didn't contest the turtle, but they're still struggling to go for the purple buff here. Aran trying to help out there, gets caught by Brusco quite a bit. Onyx PH not going to commit fully on here. Kirk is brought back again. Or use AOG.
Good kill on the Kirk.
Canceled and taken out. First blood to Liquid.
Bro, does ID 2-0
So
this?
technically, Onyx PH didn't really have to force that fight, right? And they do
No.
give a kill over to TLID to kind of trade in for the neutral objective that they were unable to get their hands on. And it makes sense, right? They're against the Suyo. A lot more prowess in around the neutral objectives as compared to Fabian, who was forced on the lane.
Heck no, what?
Again, Onyx PH right
Heck
now.
no on the mullet and the
Not
mustache.
so much aggression as I was expecting.
Or heck no on
them
TLID's
to
not going
have.
to
Is it
2-0
because they're
this.
on the Kalea and the Gatlock?
It's just the fact that TLIDs have ways to keep them at bay. Again, the Juice and the Hylos, the Phobias are great in the early game, and that's why they went for the Ling. They wanted to have someone who could carry them in the mid to late once he gets his items, and it all comes down to how good, how well he farms in the early game. That's why you saw the whole team just corral around Fabian.
Mustache could be a go.
Buff earlier, because had Onyx PH stopped that purple buff take, it could have been real bad. It would have stopped what TLID have in mind in their win conditions.
Oh, and they don't get the gold crab either. Brusco goes back in.
Tsunami Slam, that's the punish onto the Phobias. Fabian looking for the pick over to Super
Oh,
Blitz,
the
to
stop,
find plays,
too.
but not enough damage in the
With the
early
world
game.
manipulation.
Aran already
Fabian
taken
with
out
Tempest
the
of Blades does come down. A lot of damage on a Super Friend. Super Friend's able to flicker back, though. Get away. Fabian just can't get the kill.
Just be quelled and sliced by Mr. King Kong. A Purify baited out from
Disgusting, bro.
Huge outplay. Super Prince gets out as well.
It
and
is
traded in.
12:50.
Say goodbye to the purple buff as King Kong is already quick on it as well. So even more disadvantages coming through for TLID in the first 4 minutes of the game. And this was the concern. Meanwhile, in the top lane, you can see that Kelra is having a much better time on the Harith against the Granger as well in the lane.
You hate to see it, man. To all the Link players out there, you know how it feels. To pop into Tempest of Blades, having your blade on the wall, and getting stopped by that wall, not getting the reset. But it just happened here. Happens to the best of us, even Flavor Fave. King Kong and the Suyo, though, just the old reliable 2-0 start. Perfect turtle so far. And we saw what we were talking about for Aran and the Phobias. It's as easy as that for Brusco to just lift him up, slam him back in the ground.
Yeah. Very difficult for him to find his proper entry. And
I
that's
can
the
rock a
problem,
stash,
because
but I
that's
don't
how
want to rock a
Aran
stash.
usually functions. So now TLID have to figure out a way very quickly.
I really like
in order to calm
my
it
short
around.
beard
First
that I
one
got
is
going. Keeping it.
AOG gonna be canceled, but actually works in
I keep it
favor of
looking
the
like
King.
day
Go
old
back into the
beard, you
final as
know.
Witty. Looking for the play. That's a Tsunami
5 o'clock
Slam.
shadow
Fabian
vibes.
gets out the blade,
Nice
uses one
hit
more
onto
time this
Brusco.
time.
King
It's
Kong able to pick up the
again,
pieces, though.
deals with him with the help
2
of
goes
Super
down.
Prince. Witty
2 for 1.
as well. Kirk very low, but Aran unable to chase.
Super Prince is going to be a problem.
Blade surge up top. It's going to be a turret taken by Keller. No, not just yet. A flicker out. Aaron Shiki looking for the kill in the bottom lane. Aran does survive that skirmish.
Aran.
Aaron doing a good job at keeping that turret alive.
Aaron
But
Shiki.
it's only like a hit away of coming
Aaron
down, right? The
Shiki.
inevitability of the Granger and the Harith matchup as well in the gold lane is something that
Eren
used to be
Yeager.
expected. But going back to Flavor Fave, he must be so
Straight into
frustrated
blade
at this
armor
point,
for
right? He's
Kirk.
usually been able to weave in and out of these team fights, but here he isn't. And
Witty.
meanwhile, another engage.
Stun over to Super Prince. Witty gonna be caught. Has to revitalize. Now it's gonna be Aran jumping in with the Infernal Pursuit.
Whoa.
But the Tsunami Slam locks him down. Witty
Kill on a
falls,
Witty.
and
Super
Aran
Prince able to take
falls
out
as
Aran
well.
though.
As Bruce
If Fabian
gets
doesn't get
up
this,
with
is
the
Fabian really not, bro? What are you doing?
Able to claim the Blaze. King Kong with AOG. Kirk follows up. One last shot. Queller from King Kong to get a monster kill, wiping Liquid out.
In the 6th minute. In the 6th minute of the game. I mean, sometimes we see wipes out maybe later on in the game, but it's been 6 minutes. This just really reflects how unfortunate TLID are playing right now, and Onyx PH are claiming control all over the map. The fact that TLID keep fighting back, is this the wisest way to approach this game?
I don't know. When I saw the draft, I had the same thought in my mind. What do? They just lay back and go game 3, take the first pick again, and go for Suyo. Because really, the Ling pick. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. For Liquid ID, it was very
Rough.
ambitious, maybe a bit too ambitious. They technically just have to fight. I mean, maybe they could have, played it a bit slower, sent the Ling over to the side lanes. But the thing is, on a Granger, you want to have gold as well. You want to build up the stack. So even then, I think about it and you can't even do that. You either sacrifice the Granger or the Ling.
I mean, at this point, what's the choice, right?
What is the choice?
The Ling is falling so far behind.
Yeah,
the
Link
gold.
can't do shit,
He's
man.
3 levels below.
Link's donezo.
Tsunami Slam. Kirk holding his own AOG. Gonna be
split
that
push.
damage from King Kong with the Soul Sever. Gets
You can't
away
even
with the
catch
force
King
of the
Kong,
force.
bro.
The
Oh,
counter
you're
jump
smoked.
forward,
You're
take him down
smoked.
the wall.
You're all
A
smoked.
double onto Witty. Super Prince picks up a killing spree, and they're gonna wipe TLID out one more time. Slowly but surely, Kelrup walking up for that final shot.
Eren
Aaron
Shiki.
He's been untouchable in game 1, but in this game, 2 deaths.
As if one time wasn't enough, Onyx PH come into the second game with a second
6-0 and 6 on Suyo, man.
Course of 2 minutes. Imagine the dominance here for Onyx PH, and again, Fabian on the Ling has not found the proper moment, the proper opening, and he gets so punished every
Bro,
time he
Alpha
goes
might have
in
been better
and
than
dives.
this.
This is a 4-level gap between Fabian and King Kong, so if we're looking for
I don't know, though, against the
a moment
Kalea.
of return, what is it? Neutral objective definitely not in favor of Onyx PH. It's bad enough if the Fabian is the same level, but with 4 levels behind, they need to pray for like a huge mistake from Onyx PH at this point.
And that's something very, very strange to wish for, right? I mean, you can't really wish for Onyx PH to make a mistake like that. When was the last time you saw Onyx PH make a mistake like that? I think it was up against Omega in MPL Season 14 regular season before.
Bro, Fabian can't do anything right now.
Rate got cracked by Omega. It was on the Alpha. It was a team that had to play together as 5, and Omega were able to split up the map. Liquid ID, looking at their composition, they do have the tools
Holy
to do
Crystalline
it.
for
They have a way
Kelra.
to split up the map,
5-0 and 1, 3-0 and 10, 6-0 and 6.
behind. King Kong
There's nothing
walks
they
up
can do, bro.
Queller
There's no
gets
answer.
3 members to have, forcing a regen out of Aaron Shiki. Man, a snowballing Suyo. That's what it looks like.
606 KDA right now. Only 3 deaths for the side of Onyx PH, and it's on Brusco and Kirk. Kelra untouched. Super Inference as well, untouched. And look at the dominance going into the enemy jungle. Absolutely no problem. I think Fabian was still able to walk away with the orange buff. But that's just about it, right? They used the Retribution earlier, unable to get the contest on the neutral objective. And Fabian can only play Annabelle.
Right now, Liquid ID can only just look for farm, look to trade on the map on the ball. Did you say play Annabelle?
Yeah.
Is that the Annabelle playstyle?
That's
I
the
mean,
Annabelle playstyle.
It's the
that's
Annabelle.
pretty true right now. And technically, that's the only thing Fabian can do right now. He can just
Link's,
only
he's got to
Annabelle
just,
out.
yeah,
He's
all
gonna
he
be
can
able to
do
hold
is
out
split
the
push a
Lord,
little.
But will his team be able to hold out on PH is the question. They have really good tools to dive in, to utilize the real world manipulation. King Kong's been sent down below to escort this Lord over to the base. That's a tier 2 in the mid lane taken down. They will be able to wait for the next wave here, 40th second to spawn, and then they'll form another 3-wave push. Hopefully, for them, they would want to try to get those base turret holy defenses, but they won't be able to do it. Only the bottom lane. So, best case scenario for Onyx PH, at the minimum, they will probably get a base turret here. Minimum base turret.
And it sucks because TLID committed with the Jushin as well for their mid laner, so they don't have as much wave here as you would want as compared to something like the Weeb or the Farsa or the Vexana. So that inhibitor turret does get taken down in the bottom side of the map. The shield in the mid lane is still standing, but the one up top I think goes as well. So they're still holding on to what inevitably might be their demise. Fabian in no man's land doesn't get caught out just yet. Still looking for opportunities to buy more time for his team to get to that power spike.
Oh my goodness.
Golly.
A 5,000 gold lead between the junglers. The lane
That's
is
rough.
starving. He's only gotten the Azure Blade at 11 minutes. Not even an endless battle completed, and oh man.
He's not even at 30. He's not even at third item.
I think he'll get it. Oh no, he won't. He has to recall. He has to help the team.
You're looking at a 10,000 gold gap, ladies and gentlemen, between both of these teams.
And half of that gold gap is in the hands of King Kong.
Putting himself in front as well as Monfort's gonna be ready. He will be able to pop it.
Shutdown? Do they get the shutdown? Do they get the shutdown? No, they don't. Fuck you. Fuck. Holy Christ.
Getting a triple. Yehezkiel and Fabian. Good night in game 2. There's nothing they can do about game 2.
Game 1 was fun, boys.
Philippines.
But now it's time to play.
1-1. These two teams have faced each other many times, but engage.
Finally, Kalia works, by the way.
Hey, first Kalia win.
Let's go.
We thought Kalia was
Bro,
bad.
she wears 4-inch shoes.
Kalia just didn't have that
Eterno
snowball
wears
in the early
4-inch
game.
shoes
What you
just
do,
like you,
the
I wanna
healing
how.
was pretty crazy, right?
Oh,
We
yeah.
did see the healing a lot of times. Onyx PH.
I mean, I feel like Onyx PH has definitely been taking it easy for a couple of games at the very least, but now that it's crunch time, they got everybody.
It seems like he was the one on the team that was underperforming, so there were a lot of critiques on
Draft
King
time.
Kong, but seeing his performance earlier on, that GPM, that
Okay,
4-level lead,
TLID
4K
back on blue
gold
side.
difference against
Ban out the
Fabian,
Lu Yi.
that
Matilda
jungle
banned
is
from
going to
Onyx
be a
PH.
huge priority and a
Do
huge
they ban out
highlight
the
in this
Joy
next
or
draft.
something like that again, like they did in game 1? They take out the Phobius. Fanny banned from Onyx PH.
Let's see how this is going to play out, because the Loyi and as well as the Phobius have been banned out.
So does Onyx PH go for the Suyo ban this time and say they do? I was like, you don't. If they're gonna ban the Joy, you got to ban the Suyo this time. So there you go.
There you go. That's the
Team Liquid ID. Do they pick up the Zushin? Onyx PH gets Granger.
I don't know why Suyo in every MPL.
You just get crazy and go
Suyo has
Granger
been the most
Hanzo?
picked hero. And I think he has had 100%, no, not 100%, but a positive win rate in every single region. Just goes to show you how good of a hero Suyo is. It's banned out, finally, thank goodness.
Or Harith?
That juice in.
Kalea Hanzo. Kalea Hanzo. Fair. And then you still get the Harith or the Granger here for Onyx PH. It's actually clean. It's very clean. Link pick up to counter the Hanzo. Decent jungle pick. Hilda as well to deal with the Hanzo.
Okay.
Clean. They lose their gold lane though by doing that.
You're going to have to battle the assassins out, right? So now
You lose
it
your
makes sense. In
Granger.
the previous game, why don't you go for Joy? Now, sure. What else you want to go for? Hayabusa, right? Hayabusa.
I want to howl. Are you watching live or are you watching me
Okay.
from like a minute ago?
I'll take it with a pinch of salt for now, because there's a couple of things that I'm worried about. Number one, do they have enough peel in the first place to deal with the Hanzo? We do see that the Hilda does get picked through. We'll see what position. It's most likely going to go for Iran, but we'll see in just a little bit as the Moskov gets banned out. Something of this thinking about as well for Aaron Shiki. Team Liquid ID could look to ban out mid laners at this point. Do they want to get rid of the Eve once more, or are they thinking something a little bit more bursty? Because they have to keep in mind that Ling has free access to backline.
Against Fetty, Akai's decent.
From PH, but
Kufra,
I don't know.
Cho, Tig,
technically,
Ruby
Hylos
can
is
be
still
okay.
able for TLID to pick up if it doesn't get banned out. The glue does get banned out by TLID here, as well as the Khalid takeaway, because I was also wondering what Weedy would be playing. Is he forced on something like the Jawhead? Would it work in this composition right now?
I think it's not the best choice now. You already have a Juice in, right? Going for the Jawhead Juice in, and then the Ling. The Ling isn't really isn't an early game oppressor, but yeah, I don't
Jawhead,
think
Franco,
they go for
Kaja,
Jawhead.
all
I think more
viable.
of like a Gatot Kacha, 'cause
They
Jawhead is
leave
the hell
the
that you
Granger
follow up. But
open,
even then, the Harith is already a good choice against
which is
the Gatot
interesting.
Kacha. It'll just probably be a way to peel off the Hanzo, right? If they do go for the Gato. The Hylos does get banned out by Liquid ID. And on a PH, you can see here, I think a Mage? What do they go for here? I don't think they want to go for Farsa. Maybe, is it
They
another
just show the
Eve?
EXP, right?
Hylos first skill.
They're
Yeah.
going to take I'm
Yeah,
gonna
but
take
it's a
wild
small
guess that
stun,
Hylos
though.
is going to go on a run, I
Any kind of
suppose.
Should be
any
alright.
kind of stun is good.
So,
I wanna
it's
how
pretty
you are
straightforward from that
definitely-
point onwards, unless they've already got a pick in mind for Kirk as well. Wait, no, tanks are gonna struggle against the Jushin anyways. Tough call here, but it looks like they lock in the Sicilian early on.
So technically, it's one of the safer picks. Obviously, there's still
Yeah.
the Aurora and like the Valentina against something like the Ling, but the Sicilian does have ways to kind of outmaneuver those kinds of dives, especially with the Bat Feast. But now for TLID, still need a hero that can be placed onto Weedy to help bridge in everything else that's already been put onto the table, as well as a goal laner for Aaron Shiki against the Harith. Granger is their option, and the Cho.
Same lineup like game
Okay,
one,
so
except
technically with TLID,
I'm surprised they
yes, wanna
give
burst out
them
a
the
target, sure,
Granger
they're
though.
still gonna have to
But
play
here's the
around
big
Granger
difference though. It
anyways.
is same
But on
lineup
these, the way
except
that they're going to have
no
to
Suyo in the hands of
maneuver
Team
in
Liquid
these
ID.
fights
That was the
will
big
be
difference.
interesting.
And I'm
How are
really
you gonna decide
surprised
where
that
to pick and
Onyx
choose? Are
gave
they still
them
looking for choke points, or
the
is it just
Granger.
solely based on,
I
hey,
guess
big ultimates are down, we have
here's
to
the
look for
thoughts,
counter
right?
engage.
Yeah.
Moskov,
For Liquid ID, I was thinking the Gatot
you
Kacha
could
because
catch
it's a good
the
defense
you
away
can
from
catch the
Onyx.
Hanzo.
It's the same
Khalid,
issue,
you can
but
catch the
Liquid ID
Hanzo.
have too much dependence on physical
But
damage. Granger
there's
and
already a lot that
Gatot
can catch
comes
the
through here with the
Hanzo, man.
Vitalize. That's additional sustain together with the Kalea, and they already have a Harith Hanzo. It's basically game one, but OnyPH need to wait a bit longer for their snowball, right? It's not as instant as, you know, the Suyo. It's not as instant as the Yves Suyo, but still, it looks like the same draft, just with more stamps for OnyPH.
It does, I'm not gonna lie, but I think even the scaling for Onyx is looking really good as well. It's gonna be tough.
Ouch, Miracle.
Viva
Ouch.
RQ. Keskute is such a good coach. I think, you know. RQ,
Bro,
I've always been a fan.
BTR lost 0-2.
We'll leave it at that.
He a fan, he a fan, he a
Come to the
fan.
Conclusion of TLID versus Onyx PH.
There you go, are you live now?
Casters,
You
to
kept
take it away
responding to
for
things that
game
I
number
said
3.
like
Turner
a
as
minute
well
or
as
two
Virgo.
ago, and I was like, I think I want to
Thank you
house
so much, Gideon, as we are going to take a
behind.
look at the finale of this.
The little
highly
live button should be
anticipated
red if you're
matchup.
live.
Drafts
And there
already
should be
coming
no,
in hot,
like,
already
minus
committed
time
into.
signature.
We're gonna get an assassin showdown.
Yeah, she
to
is live
close
now.
things out as we enter our final game in this
What a
best of 3
boomer.
series for the Snapdragon Pro Series Mobile Masters. TLID versus Onyx from the Philippines.
Zeta, ladies and gentlemen, into the land and down we go. Fabian back on the Ling. Type 1 in the chat if you guys think the Ling will work in game number 3. Type
I'm
2
just
if you
joking.
think, Onyx Peach are going to get it done again against the Ling. Brusco, man, that sustain is so deceiving.
You're practically
And
a
you see
Gen
it
Zer.
Again, the deceptive healing sustain gets them first blood.
Miscalculations. That's what healing offers, right? And looks like they do have a little bit more of an advantage. Okay, a little pickup here coming through, but Super Friends is still able
No, I don't
to
mean
get
that I want to
out
howl
of
as live.
the
I mean like
arcade,
she's
taking a look
watching
at the
live.
emblems.
All right, nothing too crazy. Everything really just the
Um,
same thing as well. The Warcry
Millennial
Crazy, the Killing
is
Spree
like
for Hanzo.
1990 to 2000, or like 1985 to 95, I think, or 96 or something.
Well for King Kong, but it was up against a Suyo. Now it's up against a Ling.
Why do
Could
you
be
think
different?
the Fabian, sorry, why do you think the Ling doesn't do well on Killing Spree? It's always been just Warcry for Fabian.
You deal more damage with the Warcry, yeah, right? Like right as you
Gen
deal
Z
significant
is like
damage, you will be able
2000s.
to dish out more on the killing spree. I think a lot of times for the Ling in the early game, if you want to look for Snowball, you gotta go for Warcry. If you play in ranked, I think killing spree would be the better option again, because you should be able to snowball in ranked a bit easier. Up against Onyx PH, especially with the sustain, you need the additional damage over just, you know, the killing spree that you get, because you don't deal enough early.
There are a lot of stoppers right now. King
Look at
Kong.
that. Yeah, there you go.
Kong did
Forcing
some
out
nice damage
some
on a
plays.
Fabian.
And that's the early Ling for you, man. Not enough damage. Definitely needs help for the emblems. And Onyx PH, I think with that, they get a free turtle.
That's the Tempest of Blades already taken right before they go for the neutral objective. But
Maybe
it
not
doesn't
a free
seem like they're
turtle.
still committing to this.
Look at that healing.
They're
coming
able
down
to
as
hold
well.
off.
Picked up by Lantern Flare, but it is a win overall.
They
for
slow it
Onyx
down.
PH. They are able to fend off from this purple buff. Fabian has got the purple buff as well. Super Friends will clear out the wave to set up for the turtle.
Exactly, but on the other side, it looks like TLID are also buying a little bit more
Both
time
sides have
maybe
retry.
for TLID to come back. I guess the call is on Fabian now. Do they want to
This is a big turtle right here.
50-50 against King Kong on
King Kong's trying to create space.
Diving in on
But
Super
Aaron's not
Friends.
letting him have it.
Coming in as well. Aran's doing a lot there, but will be chased.
He is doing a lot.
Bringing him back
He
again.
may go
Gonna kick
down,
out the
though.
full snatch. Should be able to pick up the kill. Aran taking
Oh!
down the turtle. Not taking
Clean.
out just yet. AOG locks Fabian down for a bit. A stun and a tsunami.
Balea
slam.
gets the
Forces
grab.
out a Tempest of Blades, and now
Fabian
King
in
Kong
trouble.
locks up
Kirk
again.
also takes some
Kirk
damage.
is
Fabian's got to back off. Brusco chasing him
Brusco
down.
following through.
Kalea's not good,
He can
guys.
jump on walls too.
Kalea's
He's not
bro.
letting go of the Ling whatsoever.
Listen, man.
This should be
Listen,
a
guys.
free turtle now for the hands of Onyx PH.
Kalea's good.
Despite the setup coming in
Don't
from
let anyone tell you
TLID.
anything different.
Who would have guessed Brusco Kalea being the answer towards Fabian? No fancy feet whatsoever here.
Finch Poise. There's another new ability that can get on walls too. Following through as well. This time
Am I gonna rock
slam
mustache on
and
MSC?
That
Should
was
I go
really good
mustache?
now for Onyx.
MSC
They're building up
mustache?
the momentum that they already have built
Mustache
for
season
themselves.
cup?
We see King Kong already a level ahead of Fabian right now, and they're looking for some more.
Yeah, Friends with the flicker out there trying to read out with his movement. Soul Snatch. Good way the dragon.
Question is
defensively
what kind of
keep King
mustache
Kong
do
at
I
bay
get,
to stay
bro?
alive for Witty.
Do I
All
grow?
these plays
I
have
don't
been
need to
very
try
active
grow
for
into a
Liquid
mustache.
ID.
I
Yeah,
can
unable to look for
grow
anything,
a mustache.
on the map, and this is the big question, right? What are you going to do with the Ling in the early portion of the game? Are you supposed to try and pressure Kelra in the gold lane? Look for a little bit more standing on for Aaron Shiki, who's currently struggling in the lane as well. He's getting zoned out as the Granger, and here comes finally the rotation.
Up top, Witty walks in. Tsunami slam from Brusco. Oh man, now it's an all-in from King Kong. He's gonna go for the Aaron Shiki play, but no. Turns back around, goes over to Witty. Soul
Go for the
Snatch.
porn
Take
stash.
him down. That's King Kong.
If I go
With
stash,
the
it's gonna be a
heroic
thick
fight
stash,
early on.
boys.
Fabian can only just
I'm gonna
trade
look
on
like a
map.
Well,
fucking.
that's the example of TLID being the proactive one.
I'm gonna look like a fucking.
It's the shutdown, the insta lockdown coming in from Onyx BH, as if they were already aware
A
of
coke
what
dealer from the
TLID were planning
70s.
in the first place.
Yeah, for the fight, Tempest of Blades. Used up. Super Friends actually caught overextending.
Like I belong in a
there.
like in the show Narcos or something,
Kirk, that's
bro.
the way the Dragon locking him down as well. Kirk, oh, that's the same with the taunt too. One last hit should do it. Up top, Kelra.
I wanna
gets a
howl
kill
real
out of
thick.
nowhere.
That's a kill over. I don't think it was a solo kill. I think Super Prince was in, sorry, King Kong was in the vicinity. But Brusco and Weedy in a 1v1 situation right now. King Kong is on the way. Weedy.
Tsunami slam down to the ground.
Boom.
Soul snatch, Witty. Cut down by King Kong in the Hanzo.
He's at 0-3-1 already in the first 5 minutes of the game, so he hasn't been able to scout as freely as he would like usually on the show. And they are playing and they're working on with the lack of information that they already have. A little bit of, oh, damage onto Kelra.
He's good. Fabian wants to go for the dive, but look at the response from Onyx. Kirk with the AOG preemptively.
All
King Kong
right.
holding on to
Second
the
turtle up.
earlier. Gonna be a retry battles. Fabian walks up close as well. King Kong in the shadow.
Onyx does have the gold lead. Aaron Shiki able to take a tower. King Kong still able to take it. Oh! Fabian, you gotta do something. There you go. Good job.
Kirk staying alive in the team fight now with revitalized as well, but it gets picked
Back
up.
in the game.
Lancer Flare still able to survive.
Aaron
Kirk
just can't get the
gets
kill, though.
saved by Kelra.
1-for-1 plus turtle over to Onyx
What is
PH.
that sustain? What is that that healing as well.
King Kong goes down though, which is huge.
Again, calculations are happening all over the board for
I would say it's
TLID.
actually kind of a
not as
win
clear
for
cut and simple
TLID.
in
They get
these
2
team fights because
towers
of it.
and
Sure,
King
the trade
Kong, all
is
for the
coming
price of
in.
Aaron and a
Aran gets
turtle.
taken down, but King Kong as well. But for the most part, Onyx PH are still holding onto the gold lead, but we do see a little save and grace coming in for TLID with the fact that they were able to trade in for a permanent structure in the top lane.
2 permanent structures.
Onyx PH down to a 900 gold lead. It was looking really good from the start, but Liquid ID getting some solid shutdowns here. Great targeting from Witty to set up, facilitating that kill on King Kong. And a good eye too from Yehezkiel to just jump in with a Crimson Beacon. We're seeing Yehezkiel finally get online. Something we didn't
Bearded
get to see in
TREX,
game 2,
shaved TREX,
unfortunately.
mustachio
The
TREX.
Suyo, but now that the Suyo is out of play, yeah, he's online, man. 3-0.
3-0-0 KDA already with 1 item, an elegant gem to boot, so a little bit more for him to utilize in this early portion of the game, but it's not a crazy gold lead that we're seeing between these two teams. If we
I'd have to
look
see if I
at
could
it
convince
earlier
some of
on,
the
it's
other
still very
casters to
equal
do
on
it.
the board. But the problem is, for Onyx PH, they have the Sicilian, so TLID are working against the clock here. The longer this game goes, the more Onyx PH has in terms of damage. And we've seen the tools are there for them to help Super Friends on the Sicilian as well.
Bro, best player's still live. My guy's been live for a while now. Leo would do it.
Aaron Shiki takes a good beating. Regens back up.
Mirko can't grow a
Basically
mustache.
non-existent at this point. Both of the assassins fighting. And this time, Fabian actually getting the dub in the skirmish, forcing King Kong to rotate over to the
What's
team right
LeBron's
now.
mustache look like?
Fabian continuing this push in the
Google.
bottom lane. And King Kong will
LeBron's
just have to go back to the orange buff.
Mustache.
The link doing work in game 3.
Nah.
That's the good thing about the Ling, right?
I'm thinking
Really
more
good
like
rotations, high mobility, especially with the purple buff, so
Pedro
you are always able to have a little bit more pressure onto the front lane, and that's
Pascal
exactly what
mustache.
they're utilizing to their advantage here for TLID, considering again no Moskov on the
No,
board,
not a
so that is
Pedro
something
either,
they
man.
have above
That's
Onyx
too small.
PH. That turret goes down, and now Onyx PH have to do
Narcos
housekeeping. They
mustache.
send King Kong back down, should be able to come back into the fray real soon after he gets that purple buff. Does Fabian have purple buff?
No, not yet. He's going to go for the orange buff, and he's actually going to rotate down below without the purple buff.
Huh.
Wants to have it by the
I'll
time
bring him a
the
fake
team goes
one.
in. Onyx PH are hesitating to go for the Lord right now, and it's giving, again, Fabian time to set up for the wave in the bottom lane and to go over the purple buff. So no forced error from Onyx PH. It's actually a forced error for TLID, but Yehezkiel does get poked down quite a bit. Wave slow pushing the bottom lane. That's the engage. Aran gets out of it.
Witty gets the kick. On a Kelra, but he brings him right in. Kelra still goes down. Aaron Shiki able to get the kill. Fabian though. There's the Blaze, Fabian!
To clean them up.
What? 3 for
Well done.
trade now, ladies and gentlemen, in favor of TLID, as they are going to be the ones to be able to pick up the Lord to boot. Everything went perfectly for TLID in that team fight. Fabian, again, when he gets the space, when he gets the momentum rolling, he's always able to make these groundbreaking plays. In addition to the damage coming through from Aaron Shiki as well. Now 3-1-0 in the 10th minute of the game.
Uh-oh, King Kong. Ooh. So able to get the orange buff there.
They should not have gave him that
Gets the
Granger,
golden
bro.
staff, third
I don't know why
item,
they
but
gave him the
Liquid ID
Granger.
have taken control of the game, and it's through the Aaron Shiki 3 stacks on Sky Piercer. Tsunami Slam, and the taunt coming down. Aran should be down.
Well done,
There you
well
go.
done.
Finally, a successful Tsunami Slam into a pickoff.
Which is
Adopt a
great for
direwolf,
Onyx
TREX. Yeah, I'll
PH,
just
right?
adopt a
Because now
direwolf.
TLID have to function this siege with
Totally.
one less member that they can utilize to their advantage. Sure, that inhibitor, that second tier turret in the top side does get taken down, but
Shouldn't
its
set me
damage
back
is still for
monetarily
Onyx
too
PH,
bad.
and not the best of scenarios.
I want a
for
Mancoon.
TLID.
Mancoon cat or a Savannah
The
cat.
Lord advantage, I think, will
Ah.
go
The next
towards
animal
Onyx
I
PH with
buy,
this one.
picking my
They'll be able
nose,
to
sorry guys,
take back a bit of what
is
they
going to be one of
lost,
those two
but TLID
things.
do have a bit more control on the map.
When my
Now, that's
hanky
going to
boy
be great.
goes,
Look at Fabian,
my cat
a
Hank goes, when he
complete
finally
different, I mean,
passes,
almost 180 from
that'll
what
be the
we
next
saw in
animal I
game two.
get. Either a
5,000
big
gold
old
lead for
purebred
King Kong.
Mancoon
It's a 1,500,
or a Savannah cat.
A respectable amount of gold that Fabian has over King Kong on the Ling. And it's been because the Ling has been able to clear out the waves in the side lane better. Better side control equals a better farm. Oh, that damage though. With a crown already, Fabian wants to go for the dive. Doesn't have
Woody
that
finds him though.
out the Purify. Kelra was on.
Kelra.
Damage now as Fabian dives back in.
Oh, Fabian might not be able to get away from this.
Take him down barely enough.
Well
to
done
get
by
him
both
out,
teams.
Fabian.
Good engage, good disengage.
But this is the turnaround point, right? This is the concern. The longer this game goes, the more Onyx PH
What am I going to
will be
name
able
my
to
next
get to that
cat?
power spike.
He'll
And
have
we
a
saw
very
from
normal name
the
like all
items
my
reflected
cats.
earlier that King Kong already with the Holy Trinity, right? We see Kelra already with the Holy Crystal as well. So TLID, they've been able to find that much success because they have earlier power spikes, right? With Fabian, we have Aaron Shiki as well. But the longer this game goes, the more difficult it is for TLID. And I think Onyx PH have been doing really great at
Like-
holding their own.
Like a
Only
human name. He'll have a
looking for
human name.
3,000 gold lead after 12 minutes.
Like something you would name your child.
Fabian go for the solo on King Kong has the
Maybe
shadow.
I'll name him
Keep alive.
Kanye.
King Kong gets him out of there. 20 seconds though on the Lord.
Like
12
George
minutes
or
in, and
Tom or
Liquid ID
Bob
gaining the momentum.
or Bill.
Fabian
I like
about
Bill.
to hit
Bill
his
might be a
final
good
item.
name.
That's the GDS as his 5th.
But what do you think about that?
I've had a Bob
Like, what do you
before.
think
I've had a
about the
Hank.
timers for both of these teams?
Timers of the power spike?
Yeah.
I think it's great for TLID. They have a 3,000 gold lead right now. In the
Fred,
tournament.
you know?
For Onyx PH, they still have to wait up a bit for Kelra. He has the Holy Crystal, but he is going to have to get the Divine Glaive perhaps right now to deal with Aran. He's been such an oppressive force, just walking up forward, soaking in the damage of Kelra.
Willie? No.
And again, getting space for Yehezkiel. Once you get CC'd by
William
Yehezkiel,
Bill
it's up.
Cat.
You're gonna have to
Mr.
get out
Paws.
Purify.
That's so gay.
You run? On a tough spot. Oh, that's an all-in over to Arashiki.
Sorry, don't
Bruce
cancel
Stone
me.
finding angle, getting the conceal on as Kelra gets the Demand Force to burst him down with King Kong.
1-0 trade already. Aaron Shiki out of the picture, and this is not looking great for TLID this time around.
You have a Maine
Perfect
Coon?
opportunity for Onyx PH to step on the gas. You see King Kong.
Way the dragon to lock him down.
Pictures
That's
or
the
it's not
shadow
true.
already dealt with. Recalls for Onyx PH. They got to deal with this Fabian.
I'll
lane
call
on
him
top.
my
And
main
Lucas
main.
Sent to deal with it.
Oh,
Kelra was the Demand Force
nice
coming
kick
down.
on everybody.
Wow, Aran soaking
It's
it all
chaos,
down,
it's
getting
chaos.
in the process, walking back in the bush and surviving.
Grab onto Fabian.
Finds
Fabian brought
so
down
much
about
time for the
10%.
team.
Woody also in
Fabian
trouble.
has
Brusco
the
Kelra still up.
retribution. King Kong
But King
is
Kong's
down,
gone.
The Lord very low. It's going to be Aran still finding a way to survive for quite a bit.
Chopper. Chopper would be a good
Away
name.
from the bad impact. Now Arashiki looking for the play onto the Lord.
Kelra!
Fabian retrieves it, comes in
Fabian gets
time
it, though.
to steal it away from Onyx Philippines.
And this is the way this game goes. This is where the story lies in. TLID, despite losing 2 members, have been able to trade it around with 3. Aran, despite getting taken down, bought so much time for the rest of the members to kind of tunnel vision onto him. And the rest of the members for TLID were able to keep their eye on the prize, which was the Lord.
I'll name him
that they were
Pochita.
able to secure this Ling.
Mr. Fierce a lot.
In more ways than one. It's not just the kill pressure.
Oi!
Pochita.
A lot of damage.
Finch poise over, Tempest Blades, use up King Kong.
Bro, they're
wants to go
back
for
and
it again.
forth.
The shadow's right there. Fabian could have
The
gone
Ling
for
pick
it.
was really
Kirk
good against
was
the,
right there to stop him from doing
Was
so.
really good against the Hanzo.
King Kong on the back foot.
Hanzo can't do
again. The
shit.
Lord in the mid lane marching down as Fabian deals with the wave up top.
Everything
They're
is
gonna
just
have a
meant to
three-way push.
destroy.
They are. And
Destroy
it looks like it's
Hanzo,
going to
man.
Crash down really easily. The saving grace now for Onyx PH is the fact that they do still have the Sicilian.
And then when you have something like the Granger, like, how do you even get to him?
But it all depends.
Kelra
Can
can't. So
TLID
much
look
poke.
for a momentum to crack
You got
open this
Witty,
game?
Yehezkiel, and Aaron all just holding the front side. Big damage on a King Kong. Oh, doesn't get the kill. Woody goes down. Well done by Onyx. Sicilian, though, will get scary eventually.
Unfortunately, unable to crack the
It's already
space
kind of
open.
getting to that point.
That was the thing, right? The fact that Onyx PH still have super friends on the Sicilian, they have the range, they have the wave clear. It all depended on TLID looking for that opportunity, and I think Witty was looking for that, but it's not as simple because Kirk is still around, right? They still also have Brusco in the vicinity to properly peel for their team and be a proper protective layer for the team. So, unfortunately, they're not going to be able to crack open. the
Ling,
bridge. Yes,
Hilda,
the fact
like,
is, TLID will still be
Cho,
able to
literally
work
all of
with
them can hunt the
Fabian
Hanzo.
on the Ling, who can cause problems on these side lanes, especially now that we're looking at Onyx PH and how they're always grouping up together.
It's really tough for Onyx PH. They don't have that side lane control that they had in game 1. Game 1, we saw almost a comeback happen through the Moskov, having the control in the side lane. And the
Can Yin
Hanzo,
bring...
though you can try to,
Does Ying bring his, when he goes into
lane,
ultimate
you
jutsu form
can
or
never really
whatever,
commit onto it like a,
can
like
Yin
the
bring
over
that?
Hanzo, right? There's a certain amount of range, and even if you get picked off, the Link can actually follow through. Your body isn't too far away from your shadow now. So we've seen that a couple of times from Fabian. He deals with the shadow, and he pinch poises towards the real body. That's why Onyx PH now are basically going to have to wait for, I don't know, play around King Kong. But it kind of forces them to play in the box. This time they only have one box, that being Kelra on his Aman Force. And TLID have
That's a nice
so many
box.
ways to disengage.
Oh.
Fabian. Tsunami Slam is ready. That's the Tsunami Slam, and he gets locked in. Tempest Ablaze. Oh,
They should be able to get that kill! Bro. Oh, the response. Kelra down. That might be G's.
Both goal laners fallen. Soul snatch over to Aran. King Kong looking for the kill.
Onyx PH gets nothing out of that, man. Oh, they actually no. Aaron Shiki for Kelra. Never mind. Go for gold. Go for gold. Go for gold.
Unable to get the trade that they were looking for.
That nearly was so well played by Onyx.
Is
PH,
BBC
right?
one
Coming in from Fabian, and they
Jungle
utilized
for
it
I don't
to their
know.
benefit, and it should have worked had Fabian not outplayed that entire situation. Aaron Shiki unfortunately was at the wrong place at the wrong time.
If you guys haven't already, there's
The
82 of you guys
collapse
watching.
didn't
We need
land
some
as
more like buttons
perfectly as
hit.
they would have expected.
Only
But
29
again,
likes.
TLID
If you haven't
still
already, it is
holding on
highly
to the control,
appreciated
considering
if you
that
hit
they
the like
didn't lose
button.
Fabian in the process, and now the
If you're feeling
Lord has
crazy,
just
share.
spawned
If
into
you're
the
feeling
Line of
great,
Dawn.
subscribe.
Sky Piercer.
All that
Victoria
good
has
stuff.
killed
Thank you so
very
much.
late Sky Piercer, but better late than never. I guess that means they have 2 Sky Piercers. That's pretty greedy if you ask me. But Liquid ID have lost quite a bit of stacks on Aaron Shiki. Maybe they just want these members to die. They've been able to get a lot of these members low from Onyx PH, but the final blow has just not been revealing itself. I think mainly due to the Revitalize of Kirk and those splashes from Brusco.
And now we're finally seeing the value of the Kalea, right? In these particular skirmishes.
Oh,
It's been so
mid tower,
difficult
mid tower.
Going with like a pick-off centric
Fucking
kind of
strong
playstyle
gust of wind to
or
blow that thing
skirmish, and
down.
the playstyle against the Kalea is not as straightforward as you would expect. Fabian.
Another attempt. This
Tempest
time
of
unable to
Blades
attempt
gone.
the Tsunami
Conceal
Slam
play from
attack.
Brusco.
So
Reposition.
Tempest of Blades reads out that position. King Kong walks up to Witty. Going for poke, but not much poke there. Brusco walks up, gets poked down. Kelra! Zaman Force. Oh,
Kelra!
Solo kill
Well
by
done.
Kelra! Surprise from the
The boy who
but
lives.
Not much poke there. Brusco walks
Look at
up,
Kelra,
gets
look at
poked
Kelra.
down.
Boom,
Kelra,
boom,
Zaman Force
boom,
over,
boom.
Shiggy, solo
GG's.
kill by Kelra.
That's
Surprise
huge.
from the bush.
Best setup that they could possibly imagine for Onyx PH right
King
now.
Kong
and it
goes
looks like
back
Fabian,
too. Smart play.
Understanding this is going straight for the global pressure, going onto the side lanes, but King Kong is there. Is this a reset? Onyx PH, Aaron Shiki's not there. They don't want to step on the pedal.
Too risky. Fabian can again push in the top wave. King Kong is the one that gets sent to deal with it because I think he's the only one that can. Aran walks up, trying to buy some time now. Jumping over to Super Prince. Yes, Keel. Caught in the bad spot. Has the Crimson Beacon, still holds onto it. Fabian
1-1.
the bush. Doesn't have the purple buff. This is an angle of attack for Onyx PH. Aran.
Does Fabian even, Fabian should be able to get there.
Lord. King Kong is in the vicinity. Fabian as well.
Oh, King Kong still gets it though. King Kong still gets it. Clean. Well done, well done, well done. Oh, and they find someone in the back. What were you doing, Iran? What are you doing? That's huge. 53 seconds, a minute. Lord coming out quick. That's big.
Big, huge advantage for Onyx PH right now, ladies and gentlemen, as we get into the 20th minute of the game. And remember, with these pushes coming through, it is going to be heavily favoring Onyx PH. 20 minutes in? How many stacks does a Sicilian have?
Not too sure right now. He's been stacking up a storm. He's only been taken down once, so not a lot of time, you know, seeing that gray screen. He's just been popping off, farming everywhere.
And that's going to be something that TLID have to deal with in addition to everything else that's been launched at them. We see that the Lord is marching down into the bottom lane. Meanwhile, Fabian's still trying to push in that top inhibitor turret, but This is imminent. The inhibitor turret has got to go, and that's the damage now of a 21-minute Sicilian.
Look at Zaman Force gone already. Witty will lose his
Oh, that's it. That's it. That's it. GG's. Maybe. Kelra's still up. Kelra's still up. Aaron Shiki down. Should be G's. Super Friends low. Fabian looking for a back angle. Gonna get grabbed. Gonna get yoinked. That's it. GG's.
But not for long as Kirk slams down on him. Super Prince will survive.
Need the minions.
Good
Good game. Good series. Really good series.
And he gets one. Prince down, but it's still 4 members left to deal with. It's a jump over to Hezkiel. This time he doesn't have that Purify, and it will be Onyx BH claiming the reverse sweep against TLID.
GG, well played. A tightrope of a game, but it's going to be Onyx PH who are able, whether it's going to change some skin. Hello, King Kong. Great to see
King
you.
Kong.
Great back in the default skin. King Kong.
Yeah, no red hair anymore.
How was the match against TLID? I know you guys were like, don't underestimate these guys, and they pushed you to a full best of 3. How is it, and how did it feel?
The match was very, very fun. Good game, Fabian. I'm used to winning against you.
He's ready to go. He's got his little guns. Pew, pew, pew.
Speaking of the Fabian matchup against Fabian, it really seems like this meta is shaping up to be a whoever gets Suyo wins the game. Do you agree with that? Because we heard from Fabian that their adaptation against Big
Unless
Time
the joy
was,
is
we gotta
still
take
up.
the Suyo. And we saw it from you too. Game 3 banning out the Suyo, Game 2 winning with the Suyo. Is Suyo
Mr. Leo's back.
Falcons.
Leo's already got a stash, you know?
Onto the desk here. It's going to be Miracle as well as Leo to accompany you guys.
Good night. I should probably go to sleep soon, too. We're going to open at work.
Of one of the international teams coming all the way from MENA. It's Team Falcons MENA 1.
10 a.m.
This would be their... You know what? I'm going to save that for later. They played a couple of games already. They're still looking for wins. And against RRQ, last time we checked the tables, they were sitting right on top.
Yep, this is us welcoming Falcons MENA into Stream A.
A-side.
We've seen a lot of A-side, what's up? A-10. We've been seeing a lot of Southeast Asian teams. And again, that's why the competition has been so tight.
2-1, 2-1,
2-1 all the way.
Quality.
These teams know each other, right? Very well. So now, this is the Kingdom saying hi.
Yeah, I got like
to
an
the
open to
powerhouse
close
team
shift
from the
tomorrow.
Middle East.
I am curious to see how Team Falcons is going to play this out. Because again, after after acquiring quite the roster in PH,
We might call it, boys. We might call it. Might be time. It's late. I won't even be able to fall asleep right away. And I got to be up at like 8 a.m. to take Harper to school and then go to work. But we're really trying to get back into a decent habit of streaming regularly. And all that good stuff, so... So you should see me again soon, guys. All right. When does how does this? Hold on. When's like playoffs for this thing? Group stage is right now. What do we got? Like 2 more days? Goes to April 9th as group stage, and then playoffs is 11th to the 13th. When is that, bro? When's the 11th to the 13th? This weekend. All right, so we'll definitely watch this. And yeah. GG's, my guys. Much love. See you all next time.